right, welcome back to another part of this series for episode 1, the ASUN preseason breakdown, team by team. We're going to be covering the scariest team in the ASUN this year. Dad, you just said it. Who's not picking these guys, right? Who's not?
Right, exactly. Yeah. Oh, it's number 1. Right. They're finishing first.
Yeah. We'll get that out of the way to start.
Move on. Next episode. No, we're kidding.
Well, we got to talk about the first ranked team. Picked first by both coaches and media. This team is disgusting from a mid-conference standards. The Lipscomb Bisons. They got Joe Anderson, Will Pruitt, both returning starters. Jacob Ognakovich is also back this year after sitting out last year with an injury. Pruitt and Ognakovich are also on the ASUN preseason team for this conference. Kellen Boylan, coming over from Air Force, is going to be the newcomer of the year. I'm calling it now. He's the newcomer of the year in the ASUN conference. This guy can shoot the ball. And then you got Kasai Powell coming over from Jacksonville, that top second-ranked defensive team that we just talked about in the last episode. So go ahead and check that out after this one. Fifth-year senior coming over from there. This team's old. This team's deep. They got a lot of returners. This team is going to be incredible this year. I think Joe Anderson might just compete for the top spot in all of the NCAA for assists per game this year. And this team can shoot the ball. Ognakovich, Pruitt, Anderson, all very, very elite three-point shooters. And then, as I mentioned, Boylan, who's coming over from Air Force as well. They got a good bench as well. Dad, you want to talk a little bit about their bench too?
What's not to like about it, right? Just like you said, Dylan Faulkner, a shot blocker. He's a beast inside, right? Grant Asman, a big shooter inside. He had averages 15 minutes last year, 4.5 points, 2.8 rebounds, last year, and knocked his buckets down 46%. And could even go step outside and made 30% of his threes. Not a great number, but he can still shoot it, bring a lot of diversity.
Number.
Absolutely.
That's what you're looking for off your bench.
That's right. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, the big one to me is here on this is Kellen Boylan. He's a difference maker.
Yeah.
As if they needed more. He had that talent, diverse talent. But he had 7.2 points, 5.5 rebounds, and 2 assists per game. Right, you add that to the talent. And you got senior, junior. That's their starting lineup. Like you said, they're experienced.
Not a single freshman on the team.
Not a single freshman on the team. Yeah, what are they playing for now? Exactly. Who else didn't we mention? Charlie Williams? Did we mention Charlie?
Did you mention Ross Calandino too? I mean, Calandino's kind of a wild card because he was a walk-on in Wisconsin, but he's coming from the Big Ten. So that's another guy that you got to watch out for this year. Miles White as well from Rockhurst, D2. This team's scary good this year.
Exactly. Back to Charlie Williams. I mean, he does a lot. Another guy who does a lot of little things. Rebounders. He's one of those glue guys. He'll chip in for points. He gets rebounds. He'll also dime it out if he need. Right when the situations there, he gets double up. He's moving it, and 2.5 assists per game to show for that part of his game as well. So you got a lot of unselfish play here, on top of talent, on top of experience, on top of cohesiveness.
Absolutely. When Williams comes out and say you got Pruitt on the bench, or even because I have Ognakovich in the 4 spot. Let's say they want to go move Powell out, or maybe because Pruitt can play the 2, can play the 1. He actually is a 1, but he's just playing the 3 because his team's so deep at the 1. And then Boylan's traditionally a 3. So you have Williams out there, and then that means that you have Joe Anderson, Will Pruitt, Kellen Boylan, and Ognakovich all on the floor at the same time with Charlie Williams, who can get offensive rebounds.
Right.
All those guys, Charlie Williams just has to get the board, dish it out, and it's a bucket.
Off you go. Exactly right.
This team is very scary. Did you talk about Grant Assman at all? I can't remember if you talked about him at all.
Briefly, yeah.
He's gonna contribute well too. One of the few teams that I think is lock solid when it comes to bigs, as long as they can stay healthy.
Exactly right. A couple other stats from last year just to throw at again to kind of meld this all together. 10 turnovers a game. That was ranked third in the league as far as the lowest number of turnovers per game. 12.9 personal fouls a game, by far the lowest number of personal fouls per game. They don't give up a ton of points. They give up points, but they outscore. But you combine that with playing good. Those are two elements that make you play good, sound, hold the ball, play good, sound defense, stay within themselves. 76.7% free throw shooting. Guess what? Well, actually, it's not tops in the league. That was second from the top highest in the league. So they just got so many good fundamentals of statistics to back up all the stuff we were talking about with names and everything. So sky's the limit. The question's gonna be who's gonna step up and find that hole. Everybody's got holes in their team somewhere, right? You got to find them. That's a matter of why we play them, of course.
Absolutely. Scouting staffs are going to have to do a lot of work this year to figure out Lipscomb.
Yep, exactly. Jalen John. So that's it.
All right, that'll conclude this part of our first episode series. You can check out the next part over here.